Welcome back. We've been discussing the Jordanian film Captain Abu Raed, an inspiring story of a simple man who befriends a group of children in his neighborhood. His life is complicated when it's discovered that one of his young friends is being abused at home. And of course, violence against children is a worldwide problem, with many victims too afraid to speak out and others accepting it as an inevitable part of life. Joining me now to discuss the serious aspects of child abuse raised by this film are Dr. Hani Jashan, forensic physician with Jordan's Family Protection Unit. Dr. Jashan has been a leader on the issue not only in the Arab world but internationally, having helped to edit the UN Secretary General's study on violence against children. And here in Washington, of course, I'm with Amin Matalqa, who's directed and wrote the screenplay for Captain Abu Raed. Amin, let me just quickly ask you before I get to the doctor. The film took a turn from its original idea because you wanted to have it like a happy ending. The Captain Abu Raed goes off to Italy or something, but then it changed into this serious theme. Why?
Yeah, I found that if you can actually reach out through film without being preachy, but really try to address an issue. As I mentioned, I was looking for something that I can actually tackle, and I met with people from the Jordan River Foundation, and I went to the counselors and the abuse centers, and I talked to people, and I saw some artwork that the kids had done, and I realized this is something that this film is calling to be actually part of this, and it's pretty outrageous, and I think there's a lot being done in Jordan to address this and reach out into communities, but you'll find this anywhere in the world. So,
well, Dr. Hani Jashan, great to have you with us. And you saw the film. What did you make of the message and the way the issue of child abuse was handled in that movie?
Of course, as first of all, I want to congratulate my colleagues, the directors, the producers. It is a great movie. It highlighted the problem of child abuse, domestic violence, even arranged marriage with Captain Noor, the female captain. From that point of view, it is really put the light on a real problem in our society, in the Arab society, and actually in the whole world. But I get only one small criticism. It does not reflect, I know it's a fictional movie, it's not a real one, regarding how the movie dealt with the problem of violence against children, because it dealt with a rich family and with a spontaneous or isolated response from Abu Raed. Actually, when we are talking in real life about dealing with the child abuse, we are talking about the responsibility of the government, the local authority, which needs to get all disciplines to deal with the problem. This is difficult problems. It needs to be dealt with the government.
Well, Doctor, how hard is it to highlight this issue in a place such as Jordan, for example, in the Middle East? Culturally, is it something that's easy to talk about?
Actually, we started a service, the multidisciplinary service, which deals with the child abuse since 1998. And we are proud of it. We are talking about an experience with 11 years. We are the pioneers in the region dealing with the issue of child abuse and how to respond to it. Even though this 10 years of experience, we're still having difficulties, challenges, gaps in the system. But anyway, we need to learn from our mistakes. Right. We learn from the mistakes of other nations, how they dealt with this issue.
Okay, we've got a caller on the line from Somalia. Siad, if we could have your question or your comment, please, go ahead.
Somalia. Yes, thank you. My question is, Amin. Amin, I can see you are a young professional Arab filmmaker. Are you thinking to produce a movie about horrific and what's happening in Somalia for the last 20 years? The problem is, my next question is, you have 90 different crew staff. Do you think it will break the barrier between the multi-religious, multicultural nation of the world?
All right, okay, yeah, so multi-crew as well. I mean, Somalia, first of all, could you do something on Somalia, or do you have to focus on...
Well, I've never been to Somalia, so I would love to, maybe one day get to go there. Yeah, I think who knows where the road goes, but definitely having multinational crews, kind of, you feel like the world is getting smaller.
You spoke in different languages depending on who you were talking to, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, we were speaking French, sign language, whatever you could do. And but it's really, through cinema, the world can become smaller and we can learn about each other's problems you know, and heal the world, maybe. I don't know.
Well, Shaukat on the line from the UK. Shaukat, thanks for being with us again. What's your question?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I'd like to ask two questions. The first question, is this film a clever way of portraying reality TV made into a film? And second, most of the children actors are from refugee camps. Are you sending a strong message to the rest of the world that give Arab kids, Muslim kids a chance and they got a lot to offer? Thank you.
I mean, that's for you as well.
Yeah, I'll answer the second question first. Definitely, kids have talent, and I'm very much in touch with, you know, Hussein and Uday, the two boys who play the lead characters. And, you know, we've been able through this little film to continue to be part of their life. So for me, I think, you know, you can highlight, you can preach, but you can also do. And what we're trying to do is actually, you know, just make a difference.
Is it a reality TV kind of, you know, this is how...
I don't know about, I don't watch reality TV.
Well, I mean, I guess it's, you know, are you portraying real life, or is it totally like fictionalized for the movie?
Well, it's fiction, but I mean, there's elements of real life definitely in the story.
Let me get the Dr. Hani Jasham back in here and raise a couple of cases that came up in Jordan recently, Doctor, and perhaps you could tell us about them and what perhaps, how much they've helped raise the awareness. There was the case of two young children, Yazan and Qusay, and I think even the cases were so horrific that even Queen Rania of Jordan got involved. Tell me about what happened.
Yeah, actually, when we say about child abuse, we are talking about a healthy problem. It could be as simple as tonsillitis, which is healing by 2 injections or 3 injections of penicillin, or could be a very serious problem like cancer. I think we can simulate or child abuse. It could be a very serious health issue like cancer. Whatever we provided with services, we may not succeed. Our rule is to make sure that our services, which is provided, is good regarding the health, the police, the judicial system, the social services. But when we lose 2 children like this in a couple of months, we need to review our system and see the gaps. And I think we felt very sorry for losing them, but in a way it was an opportunity to review our system, to put our hands on the gaps. One of the children, he was seen in an emergency room 3 times, was not reported, and that was exaggerated, his condition, and ended by death. Of course, the death may happen at any time, but we need to make sure that our reporting system is good. We need to make sure that our laws is good, and that our national framework, which is needed by any country which needs to deal with the child abuse in a scientific way, that need to put a national framework which include all disciplines. Actually, those ideas were the recommendation of the UN study of violence against children, and I think we got a kind of a good experience in applying them in Jordan.
Right. Actually, I wonder, I mean, if you had any feedback based on that film on how it may have raised awareness and made a difference.
Yeah, I mean, actually, interestingly, I was in Dallas, Texas. I was screening the film in Dallas, and there was a woman of Hispanic descent who had just attended, and she came up after the film and she said, this feels like my story. And it was evidence to me that this is not just something that feels isolated.
Right.
So I think it's relatable for anywhere around the world. And because the film has been kind of getting global attention, we can maybe, you know, try to connect things. I think with one film you can't make a difference, but you can kind of maybe open a window. And I hope that when it airs on Jordan television or on television in the Middle East, maybe then it'll be more accessible to actual individuals who may be similar in some way to Abu Raed, or maybe it'll shed some light on maybe that they're actually in the wrong. Because sometimes what I've learned is that they don't really realize that what they're doing, the abusers, is wrong. And so this might be a way for them to see themselves, the monstrosity.
Reflection, yeah.
Yeah.
We have Martina on the line from Dallas in Texas. Martina, what would you like to add?
Actually, I'm from Maryland.
Oh, Maryland. Sorry, I apologize.
Yes, and that's okay. Congratulations to you who produced the film. And I wanted to say that I am a mother of a 2.5-year-old child who was abused in Montgomery County, Maryland, at her daycare. and I am one who has fought the system. And I wanted to let it be known that, you know, we, across every border, across every society, across every line, yes, this is a social problem, such as HIV, such as drug abuse, all of that.
Martina?
How do you, the gentleman who produced the movie, how can you grow this and heal the world to let people know?
Let me, Martina, because we're almost out of time, so I've just got like 20 seconds for you to answer. I mean, can this be expanded, and do you have other issues you want to tackle?
Well, I think we could just keep opening dialogue, and maybe we can also. I don't know. I don't have an answer, but I can try to. You know, expose it in one way. I mean, everybody knows that it's out there. But maybe if you can actually, through a film, make a person see themselves differently, then maybe...
Are there other issues? Are there other issues that you want to tackle that you've seen, that you think, well, now that you've seen what you can do with this?
Yeah, I mean, my next film is going to be a romantic comedy, so I'm kind of, you know, trying to light, you know, but yeah, we'll see.
We'll wish you luck with that. Thank you very much, Amin, for coming in, and good to see you again.
Thank you.
Dr. Hani Jashan, thank you very much for joining us there from Jordan, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being with us with your questions. Remember, you can follow me and get your updates on our show via Facebook. Share your questions and comments with us. We'll include them in the program if we can. And that's it from me and the team. We'll see you next time.